Hey, cows! Come on, cows, come on. Come on, cows. 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 Come on, cows, come on. So what's up, everyone, and welcome back to the channel. Today we're gonna clarify a little something, or at least give my take on it. A lot of people on YouTube, and there's some people on other platforms that have been promoting a different way to mob graze. It's more or less debating about how much grass you should leave when you move your cows. And today I'm gonna give my take on it. It's what works for us, it's what works for our cows, it's what works for our farm. So let's get started. So there's some people out there promoting that you should take the grass basically all the way down to the ground. Their thinking is that it forces the cows to eat everything. It creates a little bit more competition, and then it gives everything kind of a clean slate to grow back up. I don't agree with that kind of at all, like at all. And here's exactly why. What we do is we move our cows every day, or at most every other day, to a brand new paddock. And we try and get it to where they're only really eating the top third of the plant. See, let me show you, this is a paddock that we just moved off of. Let me show you what they've taken. So you can see this grass here has been grazed off. And it was probably, here's a grass blade that didn't get grazed, so that'll give you a little bit of a comparison. So right there, we're taking about the top third of the plant. And that's great. Why is that? Why is that? Why do we leave so much grass? Well, out here in East Texas, let me show you something. In the summertime, look at my boots. Look at my boots. Look at that. They are completely wet. Why? As I walk through the grass here, this is a paddock that has been grazed off, okay? They're getting wet. Why? Because all of this right here, all of this that they left, it's a dew collector. You know, when you take it down too far, look, let's say like right over in this section, okay? That's not going to collect as much dew in the morning when we don't really have rain in the summertime here. We have some, we've been lucky this year. But this here is going to collect a lot more dew in the morning. And when we do get our sporadic rains in the summer, it's able to hold a lot more water. You see, here's a little section right here. Look at this, okay? There's not much grass growing on it. There's barely any. And you can see the dirt, okay? That is dry, okay? And this is kind of what they're promoting, is to take it down to about this level here of this little grass. I don't agree with that at all, because if we go over here, let's see, let's find a spot right here, okay? This is where they did take a third. I go down here, and I can get all the way down to the soil, and you can barely move any of it. You can barely get any of my finger, which is a great thing, but it's wet down there. It's wet, so we're capturing a lot more moisture. Why? Because we have something covering it. What that means is, compared to somebody that's grazing it all the way off, to us, our ground is holding a lot more water, which means we can grow a lot more grass. Secondly, we're keeping the grass in that growth stage, because if you take it all the way down to here, guess what? It's going to take maybe a week or two for it to kind of, start to recover and start to grow back more. Now, if you're only taking the top third, guess what? It's going to grow back a lot faster, to where this paddock here, it'll probably be ready to go in about 2 weeks, and rather than just starting to grow back. Another reason why the people are promoting taking the grass all the way down is so the cows will be more encouraged to eat the weeds. Like this right here, that's goat weed. We can't stand that stuff here. But this paddock here, it doesn't have too many. Not too bad at all. There's a little strip right here where it's a little bit bad, but it's not terrible. The thinking and the idea is that if we graze the animals tighter and longer, and take the grass down farther, that they should eat the goat weed. Now, cows are smart. They're not going to eat anything that's bad for them. The goat weed, it's actually poisonous. It's poisonous. Now, the thinking is that they're not going to ingest enough poison for it to hurt them. But you see, but the thing is that one of the natural uses for woolly croton or goat weed is, I think one of them is a pain reliever, and the other one, I know for sure, is for abortions. Now, I'm not going into that debate at all, but we have cows that we want to produce calves, because that's how we make our money. When we grow them out, we sell them, or we sell the beef, okay? Why would we give something to a cow that could possibly make it have an abortion? It's not good business. Here's another weed right here. This weed here, cows really don't eat. They might eat it in the wintertime, but that's about it. But it's not something that they like. And the thing is that the nutritional value on that is not very good compared to what they took off of right there. It's not a very high nutritional value plant. So my thinking is if the cows don't really like it, they really don't eat it, there's no real good nutritional value to it, and they're not going to gain off of it, why am I going to make them eat it? You know, all that's going to do is hinder animal performance. You see, the best grass that you can give a cow, even time-wise, is in the afternoon, because all the sugars rush up to the top part of the plant, the top really third of the plant. So when they graze that, they're getting the absolute best, and they're able to perform as well as they possibly can. Now, like I said, we do have some weeds, but look at this, okay? I think that they're going to be going away pretty soon, in the next year or two. You know, we've only been doing this for almost 16 months now. But look at this. This is a woolly croton. This is a goat weed here. And it's surrounded by good stuff. It's surrounded by stuff that might be able to overtake it, that might be able to start to shade it out. So what we're going to do here is just going to pull it out. And what we're leaving here is on the bottom is a good residual, a good mat, to where we're building better soil. So instead of, you know, having them graze that and, you know, take it out that way, we can just create an environment that it doesn't like to grow. So even on the weed front, it doesn't make sense to take the grass all the way down to the bottom. And all you're gonna do is graze it a little bit too short. Cow's gonna step there, it's gonna create a disturbance, and a weed's gonna grow up. That's not what you want. Another reason is this plant right here. This is our great native Indian grass, okay? This whole stand that you can see, here, look, I'll go down so you can see all the stuff that's, you know, you can see poking up its head. That's all Indian grass. And that is our native grasses that have been in East Texas for thousands and thousands, if not millions of years. We did not have anywhere near the amount of this Indian grass when we took over the place. You see, we had, I mean, it had to be less than 10 Indian grass plants. Now, I mean, there's hundreds in this little area here, and it's spreading around the farm. Now, Indian grass and the other, you know, native prairie grasses, the big four, it's the cow's favorite grass. But the problem is that if you take this down too short, it can't recover. If you take this down, I believe it's either 6 or 8 inches, it's not going to be able to recover. You see, the Indian grass was growing all the way up to here, like this, and they took it down to what you see now. And here, you can see that it's going to regrow. It's going to recover in probably a week or two. I mean, it's really, it's strong. There's a good stand of it here. There's good soil for it here. But we're bringing these grasses back. And why is that? Because we're letting them grow. We're not taking them all the way down to the bottom. If you take them all the way down to the bottom, it ain't going to happen. And if a drought hits, these things here, because their root goes feet down into the ground, they're going to be able to hold up better than, say, any of this grass over here. And this grass here is how I know that the management style that we're doing, the amount of grass that we're leaving, is great. Because this is the native grass that's been here, so it's telling us, hey, we're doing something to help build soil, we're doing something to help, you know, get things back the way they're supposed to be. Now, another really big reason why you shouldn't take grass all the way down to the ground. You see, in the summer and the wintertime, that's when the grasses are most stressed, okay? And if you graze this grass down, something similar to this is one of our more imperfect spots, right here. If you take the grass all the way down to this part in the summertime and you have a drought, it's just not going to grow back. It's going to take too much for it to grow back. If you leave it like that there, you'll be okay. Even if the grass doesn't grow that much, you still got another bite. You got another rotation with the cows in order, you know, for you to get your rain. What it does is it acts like an insulator, and in the summertime, it'll keep it cooler. It'll keep it much cooler. Why? Because it's shading out the ground. It's you know, saving the microbes from the UV radiation. Okay. In the wintertime, also acts like an insulator, and it'll keep it much warmer. Our farm greened up in the springtime much sooner than everybody else's around here. Why? Because we had grass on the ground that was using as a covering. Why? Because it's all about soil temperature. When we're able to keep the soil a little bit warmer in the wintertime and a little bit cooler in the summertime, I mean, a few degrees can make a huge difference. And I didn't touch on this enough for sure. You see there's a manure pile. What that's going to turn into is the carbon around it is going to fuse with the nitrogen, and it's going to turn into soil, just like that one right there. Now, when you leave this much carbon on the ground in the form of this grass here, guess what? The microbes in the soil are going to stay active longer. In the summertime, when it's hot out, they kind of go down a little bit in the daytime. Why? Because they don't want to get killed. Because the UV radiation will kill those microbes. It sterilizes the ground, and that's not a good thing. So by keeping more of the grass on top of the ground, the microbes are going to stay active, and they're going to be able to devour this manure pad a lot quicker. It's going to turn into soil a lot faster. It's going to be able to improve the pasture a lot more. And mind you, look at this paddock here. It looks great, even though, you know, they've grazed this already. They grazed this, and they're not going to graze this again we're on a 60-day rotation right now. So imagine this after 60 days. Our patch of Indian grass over there, imagine that after another 60 days. That's going to be fully grown back, ready, you know, recovered completely. And this place is going to be ready to go again. Now in this paddock, do we take enough grass? Maybe, maybe not. I think we do need more cows. You know, right now we have 22, you know, some bigger, some smaller, 2 llamas on just under 30 acres. And that's not enough. That's a great problem to have. We need more cows. And here's actually a great example of what I'm talking about, okay? Here they overgraze it, okay, just because we have trees right there, and this doesn't get as much sun as everywhere else, and I don't know why, okay? I haven't been here long enough to figure out why this is overgrazed. This right here is broom sedge, goldenrod, whatever you want to call it. Not very good, but you can see, because it's still in this stage here, it's actually being productive for us. The cows, look at that, look at that, look at that, look at that. They grazed it off. Will they be able to graze that off next time around? Hopefully. I mean, maybe I should have left them in here a half a day longer so they can take that down a little bit farther, but they got everything else around it. And if I were to do that, then, you know, they might go for that rather than that. And if they take any more of that, that's not a good thing. So what do we do about the weeds? Let me show you. This is a section of weeds that we have. I think it's blackberry bushes that, you know, just stuff that the cows really don't like. We've mowed this once this year. We mowed this back in the fall when this was 16 feet tall. Then when we mowed it last time around, it was probably about 3 feet tall. Now it's coming up a lot more sporadically. See, what we're going to do is we'll mow this. I have no problem mowing this paddock now, because what we're going to do is we're going to take this carbon here and throw it on the ground. Now, if you made your cows eat this, would it help or hurt? Well, in my opinion, I think it would hurt. Why? Because they're going to go for all the rest of the grass around it first, or along with it, to where if you're going to try and take this all the way down to the ground, you're going to have bare soil all around here. Now, if I come and mow it, what's going to happen is that's carbon added to the soil, which is going to help improve the soil and make more grass grow up, because the grass will grow faster than that. Now, we just have to keep knocking it down, knocking it down. I couldn't walk through here 2 months ago when we mowed this last, but now I can, because you can see that it's starting slowly but surely to go away. It's starting to go away. See, we're just going to mow that down, add carbon. That's going to build soil. Build soil means better grasses. Better grasses mean better cows. So you can totally see where the mower was. There's the mow line right there. You can see all this right here was blackberries. Okay, there's really no grass in between it. That's what the grass was on this side of the mow line. And now, hopefully next time around, either probably, if not this time, the next time, this should be gone. So I don't think that there's a right or wrong way to do things. I think there's a good way and a better way to do things. And for me, grazing the grass all the way down to the ground, I see basically zero benefit for. And the benefits that, you know, there's claiming to be about getting rid of the weeds and stuff, I think that we can do it a better way by just coming behind with the mower, mowing down the weeds and just adding more carbon to the ground without, you know, putting so much pressure on the grasses. So as always, do what you think is best for your farm. I know what's best for ours. I can see what's best for ours and what actually works the best. But you do you. Hopefully you can improve your farm, and I know we're improving ours, especially by grazing this way. So with that, hit that subscribe button down below, ring the notification bell so you get notified when we put up new videos. Hit the like button because it really does help with the YouTube algorithm, and drop a comment if you like. Alright, until next time, see ya.